This is Philippians chapter 2, verse 3. It says, let nothing be done through strife or vainglory, but in lowliness of mind let each esteem other better than themselves. Verse 4, look not every man on his own things, but every man also on the things of others. I want to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who grew well. Peace, love, salutation to the elect 144 First Fruit. This is Brother Kasha Quala from the GMS Atlanta Church here in Georgia. Coming back at you with another lesson. The topic of this lesson is what you do individually affects the camp or affects the body. Okay? So with that being said, you got to be cognizant of yourself. Okay? You got to be understanding of yourself. All right? Certain things that you do for yourself that can in turn affect the body, either in a positive or negative way. Okay, so if you're keeping yourself up, clean, if you're not finished all the time, you're trying to make ends meet. Okay, you're not always affecting the camp in a certain type of way, or if you're doing what you're supposed to do, you're affecting the camp in a positive way. So what you do individually affects the body, okay? Whether you're not fully cognizant of it or you can't really realize it, it affects the body, okay? All right, so Philippians 2 and 3, it says, let nothing be done through strife or vainglory. So strife is like contention. We're going to get the words. We're going to break this down, okay? And I'm going to let Esau say this.
Strong's G 2052, Erithia.
Erithia, and it means electioneering or intriguing for office, apparently according a desire to put oneself forward. Okay? It says a partisan in fractious spirit which does not disdain low arts. There we go. Strong's definition. Just make it easy, Esau. God dang. It says contention. Like I said, having strife is just contention. All right, so you're fighting. Okay. And it says vainglory is an empty pride, but let's get the word.
Strong's G 2754, Kenodoxia.
Kenodoxia, and it means vainglory, groundless, self-esteem, empty pride. All right, vain opinion. We know what the scriptures say about vain opinions in the book of Sirach. It says error. Okay, so self-esteem, pride. Okay, you're worried about yourself all the time. All right, it says let nothing be done in strife or vainglory. So don't let anything be done in contentious or being contentious or being prideful or having your own self-esteem. Okay, it says, but in lowliness of mind, let each esteem, there goes the word esteem again, other better than themselves. Okay, so in lowliness, let's get the word lowliness.
Strong's G 5012, Tapaina frasune.
Tapaina frasune. Esau sounds tired saying that. But it says the having a humble opinion of oneself, meaning viewing yourself in a low estate. Okay? We ain't shit. Just to put it simple as that. Just be it as a low estate. Okay? Brother gives you a compliment, take it humbly. Okay? It says in a deep sense of one's moral littleness. Okay? Modesty, humility, lowliness of mind. Okay? Be modest with how you think of yourself. All right? And let each esteem other better than themselves. So if you're esteeming, all right, you almost, what you could say, put something on a pedestal.
Strong's G 2233, Hegeamai.
Hegeamai. It almost sounds like hegemony. All right. It means to lead, to go before, to be a leader, to rule, command, to have authority over. Okay. But it says to consider, which is a heavy word I've been going into lately, and pondering about. Because consider means to view attentively or to be not be negligent of. All right. To account, to think. All right. To think. So it says, but of lowliness of mind, so thinking of yourself modestly, let each esteem other better than themselves. So let each think other better than himself. Okay? So you're putting someone ahead of you. All right? So what you do individually, if you call yourself, if you tell yourself, if you think of yourself as esteeming brothers over you, then you should think to put their things above you, okay, of what you got going on. Meaning you should think of how can I make sure myself is good so I can put their, on just on the line along the lines of that. That should be a thought. What can I do to better the body? It's almost like that's what you're thinking of primarily, okay? That's what you're putting before yourself. You're thinking about others before you think about yourself. Yes, you do have to make sure yourself is good, but it comes to a point where you can think overly about yourself. And that's when you start getting which into that vainglory, which is self-esteeming. Okay? So when you make sure yourself is good individually, you're making sure you're making sure you're not hindering the body on top of that. What you do individually hinders or progresses the body. That's facts. Okay? So it says, but in lowliness of mind, let each esteem or think other better than themselves. So you got to think another brother is better than you. And you would want another brother to do well. Okay? They should be thinking the same thing towards you. So everybody. Jay-Z says something in one of his songs. Nobody will fall because each other is each other's crutches. So every brother in the camp or in the body is each one another's crutches. A crutch does what it's supposed to do. It makes sure it's supposed to be, I'm not saying it's a living organism, but it makes sure it's sturdy and all that, but it's more so worried about you to give you the support. But in turn, in itself, it's sturdy, it's well, it's doing okay. You can't be a faulty crutch, or the next brother next to you may fall. Okay? So, verse 4, look not every man on his own things. Okay? Look not every man on his own things. Okay, so let's get the word own. And I think that's hiatu.
Strong's G 1438. Hiatu.
Mm-hmm.
Hiatu.
Hiatu. And it means himself, herself, itself, themselves. So don't always be about me. Because if you're always about me, you're hindering the body. If you're a part of a group or an organization or a fellowship, or your fellowship with somebody, which the word fellowship means an association with, or you're associated, then you can't be in a me state. If you're on a football team and you're me, you're not helping the team. Prime example of today, Le'Veon Bell. He's all about me. That's why he said he's not going to come back until the 7th game of the season, because they're not paying me right. If you don't get your stupid ass on the field and help the squad out, you know what I'm saying? It's the same thing in this matter. Because Le'Veon Bell is so self-driven and all about himself. Hence, you got the result of what the Steelers are playing like this season. Not the greatest. What are they, like 2-2 or something like that? Not great. Okay? But if he were to play on the team, he would help them out because he's their running game. If you have a good running game, you open up the pass game. As simple as that. Because the defense will have to honor the run game. So your play action would be lethal. Therefore, Ben Roethlisberger can get the ball to Antonio Brown. He'll be open more because they have to respect the run. Now, if they don't have to respect the run, they can sit back and play coverage all goddamn game and not worry about the run because the run game sucks. They know y'all ain't going to get nowhere with that. Okay? It's the same thing in this predicament spiritually. If you always me, and absent, then you're hurting the body. Therefore, one part of the body is weak and faltered. And Satan will attack that one part. Okay? The whole body has to be structure or foundation has to be sturdy in order to attack, take on these attacks that we get spiritually from the left-hand side. That's why you got what it says. I think it's in Matthew the 7th chapter where it says one built his house on sand and the other built his house on a rock. The one who built his house on sand, it's not sturdy. Okay? So don't be that weak leg in the four legs of a chair. All right? So it says, look not every man on his own things, but every man also on the things of others. So you're supposed to esteem the things of others. All right? Yes, you make sure yourself is good, but you making sure yourself is good is you making sure the body's good. Okay? Am I up to date? Am I up to date with the spirit? All right? Am I studying? Am I linking up with brothers? Am I making sure I'm okay financially in the pockets to the best of my ability? I'm not saying every brother got to be rich or well off. You know, so a lot of brothers just go through it. It's fucking Babylon. You know what I'm saying? But at least you can even say to yourself, do I at least have enough to put a little something in tights? Every brother should be dipping in, putting a piece of something in tights, regardless what your situation is. Every brother should. You know, you're not that finished not to put at least $20 in the pot or something. You know, because in turn, you putting something in the tights helps the body for a brother who is struggling probably more than you are. All right, but you're supposed to esteem other men's things above yours. Is he good? If he's good, then he can make sure he's good. If he's good, he can make sure and it goes all the way around in a circle to where someone's saying, are you good? You see what I'm saying? Because they're esteeming your things above theirs. Okay? So I just want to make that quick lesson. You got to be very considerate of how or what you do individually and how it can affect the body. Okay? Because if you fucking off, you're not helping the body. You're a liability instead of an asset. Okay? You know, and that goes in the sense of carnally and spiritually. Of course, more so spiritually, because these jobs and shit about to get turned the fuck down. But in a sense, spiritually, are you doing what you're supposed to do in order to help the body? If you're not, you better check yourself. The word check, when you look on the etymology of it, it means to come against the king. We're all kings and priests. All right? The sincere elect 144. We're all kings and we're hopeful, sincere elect 144. We're all kings and priests. So you got to check yourself. You got to attack yourself and see what you're doing correctly in the spirit and shit, correctly in the carnal realm. Okay? And how what your decision making and what you do and what you say and how you act affects the body. All right? So with that, I want to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, love, salutation to the elect 144 first fruits. Brother Kasha Kwala, Lord willing, y'all brothers are edified. Until next time, I want to say shalom.